Hi, welcome to our key activity and our project presentation about biodegradable versus non-biodegradable cleaners tests. The team is conformed by María Dávalos, Edgar Molina, Natalia Álvarez, and Paola Parra. And this is our project.
The team focused on two main questions, with the first one consisting of which one of the three detergents is going to clean and remove the soy sauce stain the best, and the second one being which of the three detergents is going to remove the stain completely without leaving any trace behind. The scientific context is the same for both experiments, with the phenomenon being explained by the fact that the main difference between soap and detergent is what materials they are conformed of. Soaps are most commonly made up of natural resources, such as plant oils or chemicals derived from animal fat. On the other hand, detergents are mostly made up of synthetic materials. We did the first experiment to know how effective biodegradable cleaners are against organic substances that are hard to remove from clothes compared to non-biodegradable detergents. The hypothesis was if a stain is of organic origin, then the biodegradable detergents will remove them the best. While the variables for the first experiment were the following, dependent variables were the type of detergent. The dependent variables were how much of the color of the clothes washes away, and the control variables were clothes are the condition of the clothes, the temperature of the water, and the percent of the water and the amount of detergent per square of cloth. The second experiment, on the other hand, was completed to know if biodegradable cleaners can completely remove a stain from a white shirt or if there will be a visible mark left. The hypothesis for this experiment was if the stain is not fully natural, then it will be harder for the stain to come off. The independent variables for this one were the type of detergent, and the dependent variables were the effectiveness of the detergents against stains. The control variables, on the other hand, were equally the water temperature, the source of the water, the amount of detergent, and the amount of time the mixture had to sit.
So basically, the experiment consisted on applying 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, in this case, into each one of the 9 squares at the center of it and distribute it from the center and to the edges. Then three clothes or clothes pieces were going to be applied detergent, 3 per. You needed 3 detergents per 3 squares to complete the 9 of them, applying exactly 10 milliliters of detergent. Then it was going to be washed with water. And in this case, we used a brush during 2 minutes straight. Thereon to be drained with the left water and let them dry for 10 minutes. And we had to repeat the process 2 times. And the ingredients that we used for both of them were the liquid detergents, Max Color and Melaleuca being the biodegradable ones, while Total Color was the non-biodegradable detergent. Obviously, the 9 squares of white cloth, as running source of tap water, a brush, a spoon, and the soy sauce being 15 milliliters. While on the Hamika experiment, it was pretty similar to the other experiments. We applied 1 spoon of Jamaica into each of the 9 squares and to be distributed to the piece of clothing. Then we poured 3 milliliters of the detergents into each one of the squares, and we washed them by using our fist during 2 minutes straight. The water was drained and the squares were left to dry for the rest of the night. And the process repeated 2 more times. We also used the same detergents as before, the same amounts, both a running source of tap water, a spoon, 9 squares of white cloth, and finally 250 milliliters of Jamaica water.
So the results were that in the soy sauce experiment, Max Color cleaned the best, while Total Color cleaned the worst. As you can see in the pictures, the 9 squares were clean, but they were stained from the soy sauce. On the other hand, when the Hamika experiment, Melaleuca was the one that cleaned the best, while Max Color cleaned the worst. As you can see in the pictures, the Melaleuca biodegradable detergent cleaned the squares, while the other two detergents were stained by the Jamaica. So basically, in the first experiment, even though the stain was removed, it still was a shade or a stain that stayed on the white clothing. While in the Jamaica experiment, even though Melaleuca did clean the vest, it still was toned down or painted in a such way that you can still see the remaining pieces of the Jamaica.
Okay, so when making the experiment, the main errors we had is that, well, the main thing was that we weren't like all in the same place, which basically led so all the variables were different. For example, we each had our own soy sauce and Jamaica water. We didn't like perfectly coordinate because our internets weren't very good that day, and we also didn't have sun since we started that project late at night and it was an oversight, and as well as having different type sizes of gloves, which might have affected with the uh, of substance that it managed to absorb, and the fact that we each had different types of cloth, so the cotton percentage might have been a bit off. And to improve our experiments, well, like I said previously, the main issue was that we did it separately. So to make it one better, we will need to have done it like on the same place, and we just used one bottle of everything. So it was everything the same, and we managed to control all the variables. So there were no differences between the products we used. In conclusion, we one of our hypotheses was correct, and one is up to debate. The one that was correct is the soy sauce one, as both organic detergents beat out the or inorganic detergent by a lot, since the inorganic detergent did leave several stains while the organics didn't leave that much of stains. And the one that is up to debate is the one of Jamaica, as even though in a organic detergent did end up winning, the inorganic detergent ended up second, beating out an organic detergent. So it's up to debate. So whether it was the variables that were different or what exactly happened. So to fully prove our second hypothesis, we will need to do another test, another round of experiments with a tighter control around the variables.
Thanks for watching.